Today's objective is I can determine the rule of a pattern by looking at the relationship between the numbers and extend the pattern. So the two really important pieces to our objective is determining the rule, so finding our pattern's rule, and then using that rule to extend the pattern. If this pattern continues, what will the next three numbers be? So we're going to check out this pattern and we're going to find the next three numbers. First, let's check out our anchor chart. Step 1, ask ourselves, are the numbers increasing or decreasing? So let's check it out. 10, 15, 25, 40, 60. Our numbers are increasing. They're getting bigger as we go. That tells me that we are either going to be adding or multiplying. All right, so let's see. 10 and 15. If I multiply 10 by 1, I get 10. That doesn't match. If we multiply 10 by 2, we get 20, and that's past 15. That's greater than 15. So we know we're not going to be multiplying, which means we're going to be adding. So that kind of gives us the first part to our rule. We know that our number is increasing and that we're adding. So now let's go to step 2 and figure out what we're adding. So step 2 tells us to find the relationship between the first two numbers. So our first two numbers, 10 and 15. So I know I could add 5 to 10 to get 15, right? 10 plus 5 is 15. We can do that math in our head, right? Use mental math. Now going back to our chart, step 3 tells me to check through that entire pattern. I can't just assume that my rule is add 5 and not check through the whole pattern. So let's go ahead and check. 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 does not match the next number in our pattern. So that tells us that our number is not decreasing by the same amount. So we need to find the relationship between each set of numbers in our pattern. So again, we can use mental math or we can do the math on paper. So 15 to 25, let's use mental math for that one. Well, I know I can add 10 to 15 to get 25, right? 15 plus 10 is 25. Now let's keep going. Next up, we've got 25 and 40. Let's show our work for this one. So we've got 40 and 25. We can find the difference between these two numbers to see what to add. So 0 minus 5, we can't do that. More on the floor, so we go next door. My 4 becomes a 3. And when I give that 10 to 0, we've got 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we've got 15. So 25 plus 15 is 40. Now we need to find the relationship between 40 and 60. What do I need to add to 40 to get to 60? Well, we could really easily subtract to find the difference. 60 minus 40 is 20. Now let's determine our rule so we can extend our pattern and find our answer. So we already know we're adding, And then when we look at the numbers that we've added, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, we're skip counting by fives, right? We're adding multiples of 5. So let's finish up our rule here. Our rule is add multiples of 5. So that helps us to extend the pattern. So we're at 60. And we're going to need to find the next 3 multiples in order to extend the pattern. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20. We continue our skip count. Next would be 25, then 30, then 35. Now we'll just add the multiples to extend our pattern. So our pattern ended at 60. Now we're going to add that 25. 60 plus 25. 0 plus 5 is 5. 6 plus 2 is 8. We've got 85. Now we're going to keep going. We're taking 85 and adding 30. 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 3 is 11. So the next number in our pattern is 115. Now we keep going for our last blank. We're at 115 and we're adding 35 now. 5 plus 5 is 10. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And bring down our 1, 150. All right, our question only asked us to extend the pattern 3 numbers, so we're done. All we have to do now is check our answer choices. Answer choice A, 65, 70, 75. That does not match our 3 numbers. We've got 85, 115, and 150. So answer choice A, that was actually probably trying to trick you because they assumed that we thought our pattern or that our rule was just add 5. But we were smart enough to check through the entire pattern and see that it wasn't just add 5. Okay, next up, answer choice B. We've got 85, 110, 135. That also does not match. We can eliminate it. Answer choice C, 85, 115, and 150. That matches our pattern perfectly. And then D, 90, 120, 155. Nope, that doesn't match. Go ahead and eliminate. All right, so go ahead and move on to the next video and we'll solve a problem together.